You're not going to believe this. A guy who allegedly posted content praising Hitler and attacking Jews online is now apparently trying to make the evidence disappear? You're not going to believe this.
They shouldn't be harassed because of their religion or their ethnicity, and it's generally speaking, it's very good. So the fact that somebody is using social media to propagate that kind of hate is really distressing.
Some people don't have the same education. For me, like those kind of people like spray hate don't deserve that kind of attention. They deserve to maybe have more help.
I think that's a terrible thing, and he shouldn't be living in this area. Well, he should be watched anyway, you know.
I mean, that's bad, but I mean, like, I don't know the laws of like speech here, so there's going to be people that are going to say these things like everywhere. I feel like you're always going to have those crazy people, but it is pretty scary because we are a bunch of Jewish people here, and like my kids' schools are here.
Alexa Lavoie for Rebel News, and today I'm exposing the findings of an investigation I recently conducted into a Montreal man named Zubair Sattar. Now I need to be extra careful here because almost as soon as I started digging into this story, I received legal threats from Mr. Sattar. So I'm going to do what journalists are supposed to do, show you the facts, show you the evidence, show you my attempts to get answers, and let you draw your own conclusions. Before we begin, I want to thank Leviathan for his work monitoring online extremism. His research relies on publicly available information. On June 9, he published findings linking Zubair Sattar, the owner of 2 online businesses, to a series of social media accounts that allegedly posted racist and anti-Semitic content. According to Leviathan findings, the X account operated under the alias Real Zubidu without profile picture. However, the same alias was used on TikTok, YouTube, Lemon Social, and Reddit by Zubair Sattar. Now, let me show you why this story is in the public interest. The list of posts is extremely long, so I selected only some of the most outrageous examples. Additional examples will be available on our website. One post, accompanied by a Hitler gift, reads, "Every day, I'm more convinced Uncle H wasn't the bad guy and he should have finished the job." Another publication shows someone opening a smoky oven with the caption, "Your promised land awaits, Juden." In another publication, a video of Hitler was shared with the caption, "The Jews are the most dangerous enemy the world has ever known." And this one, it's written, "I despise rats as much as you enjoy gay porn, and hente, dirty Jude, normalize hating the vermin." In this publication, there is literally glorification of October 7, 2023, when Hamas massacred innocent civilians in Israel. Here, it's another one, again, praising Hitler, saying that he knew about the Jews and was trying to save people. And there is many, many more. As I speak, we will continue showing some of those posts on screen because there are simply too many to cover individually. Now, because these allegations are serious, I wanted to obtain Mr. Sattar's side of the story before publishing anything. That's when things became very strange. Mr. Sattar appears to be associated with 2 online businesses, VVS Jewelry and Mfern Furniture. Only Mfern appears to be registered in Quebec's enterprise registry. Both businesses list physical addresses in Montreal, so I decided to visit them. The first address was listed as University Street, but there is just one problem. University Street was renamed Robert Bourassa Boulevard back in 2015. So more than a decade later, the company's website was still listing the old address. So I went there. Nobody in the building had never ever heard of Enfern. The staff checked their system and found nothing. So I moved on to the second address, the one associated with VVS Jewelry on Chabanel Street. When I arrived, I discovered that the building linked to the address had been demolished, completely gone. When I asked nearby businesses about it, workers told me that the building had been destroyed years ago. At this point, things were becoming increasingly unusual. So I went to the address that appears on the Quebec's Enterprise Registry of Enfern. We then arrived to an apartment building. I was pretty skeptical, but I rang the buzzer. Nobody answered. However, the apartment's ringing system gave us a telephone number. When I later called that number, the man who answered told me he did not know Mr. Sattar and claimed he no longer lived there. Est-ce que je parle à Monsieur Sattar?
Non, vous vous trompez.
Est-ce que vous connaissez Zuber Sattar?
Non, vous vous trompez de numéro.
Vous savez qu'il y a une compagnie enregistrée sur Revenu Québec à votre adresse?
À mon numéro de téléphone?
À votre adresse. Votre numéro de téléphone est lié à l'adresse d'une compagnie qui est enregistrée à Revenu Québec. Est-ce que vous le saviez?
Non.
Vous habitez sur l'avenue d'Orléans?
Oui, avant.
Donc, vous dites que vous ne connaissez pas Zuber Sattar?
Non.
Vous n'avez aucune idée de ce qui il est? Monsieur a raccroché au nez. Again, a very strange situation. I then tried calling Enfern directly, and I called VVS Jewelry as well. Both numbers led to recording messages. At this point, a confidential source provided me with an address where Sattar could be reached. As part of my journalistic duty, and before publishing anything, I went there to give him an opportunity to respond to my questions. I rang the buzzer. Mr. Sattar answered. The moment I identified myself, explained that I was a journalist, and requested his side of the story, he immediately threatened legal action and stated that his lawyer would be contacting me. Watch. Oui, Monsieur Subert. Hello. My name is Alexandra, and I'm doing currently a story, and I would love to give you the chance to give me your side of the story before I'm releasing my story. Is it possible that I'm speaking with you, please? Or can I have like an email so I can actually like send you some question?
Sorry, what's your name again?
My name is Alexandra.
Okay, Alexandra, I'll add you to my lawsuit, and my lawyer will be in touch soon.
Puis vous m'envoyez une poursuite, que son avocat va être contre moi. Je vais rappeler. So what I'm doing here is threatening me of suing me already without knowing like what is my story about. Yeah, mister, I'm asking you again, is it possible to give you the chance to give...
There's counts of harassment at this point.
It's not harassment, mister, because I'm protecting myself. I need to give you the chance to give me...
So we're going to reach out and you'll hear from us soon.
No, you don't know even like who I am. So can I have like an email, please, so I can send you some of my question, please? What struck me was that Mr. Sattar had no idea what story I was working on, who I worked for, or what questions I intended to ask. Yet, the conversation immediately turned to legal threats. Later, Mr. Sattar informed me that he reported my visit to the Montreal police. Again, a rather unusual reaction to a journalist requesting comment. Maybe he left also. Maybe he was scared I find a way out. So you see, guys, I try to get this side of the story. I was able to come to his door. I know he's here because he answered to me in the intercom, and he's not answering to the door. So I did my best. I also gave a message to the security to be delivered to him. So at this point, I did my best. But I'm going to release that report if it's not getting back to me. Since Mr. Sattar repeatedly refused to answer my questions, refused to speak with me, and refused to provide a working email address, I left a written message through the building security guard asking him to contact me. I explained that if he chose not to reach out, I would attempt to contact him through his business email address instead, which is exactly what I did. The infernal email bounced back. The address appears either invalid or inactive. However, I was able to send my questions through VVS Jewelry. Among other things, I asked Mr. Sattar whether he wished to provide context for the social media post attributed to him and whether he regret any of them. Because Mr. Sattar resides in a heavily Jewish neighborhood, and one of the X publications made mention of it, and I asked why he chose to live there if he genuinely held the views expressed in those posts. I asked why several of his social media accounts appears to have been deleted or made private shortly after public attention and when I started asking questions. I asked him to respond to online allegations from customers claiming they either never received products or received counterfeit. I asked whether he could provide evidence demonstrating that his businesses were legitimate and that customers received the products they ordered. Also asked where his companies were actually based and why the various business addresses appears inconsistent with one another. These were straightforward questions. You can read them yourself on screen. While I was waiting for a response, VVS Jewelry returned one of my phone calls. I asked where the company was located. Listen carefully. I was wondering, the company is owned by Zubair Sattar, isn't it? Is your boss?
Yes.
How long the company exists for?
We've been here for a year. Do you have any questions about the products that we're selling?
Yeah, it's just because some people online say that they never actually received what they ordered, and some of them say that what they received was actually either fake or was actually bad quality, and some watches was not working. Can you explain those allegations?
I just wanted to assure you that what we do here in VVS Jewelry is we try to do our best to exceed the expectations of our customers. Everything is stated on the product pages that we have when it comes to the shipping times, the production times, and the delivery times.
Where is your business? Where are you based?
We are based in Canada.
Where? Where? Can you repeat? Hello? Where are you based at?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Where are you based at?
Hello?
Yes. Hello? As soon as I started asking questions about the company's location, the representative suddenly appears unable to hear me. The location I was given sounded like Chanta. Chanta where? Pakistan? India? Vietnam? So I called back to clarify. You mentioned that you're based in Chanta. Do you mean Thailand or India?
Sorry, we're not. We're based in Canada, and I'm not Gabby. This is Shelly from VVS Jewelry.
Where are you based in Montreal?
Yeah, I mean, I'm one of the customer support.
Okay.
The business is based in Canada.
Where are you based in Montreal so I can actually go and speak with your boss?
Okay, so all right. So you're asking for a physical store. Unfortunately, we don't have a physical store, and we don't have a physical store.
Can I know if the address in your website is actually good?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah? So I went yesterday and the address is actually a building that is destroyed.
Really?
Yeah.
A building that is destroyed. Well.
So there is a lot of people. There is a lot of people who allege that they order on your website and they have been scammed. Can you actually answer to me of those allegations?
Oh, well, regarding in that one, we can assure customers that we're a legitimate business. I mean, we've been doing this for years. And for example, if you could share me the order number, there are actually thousands of customers that have ordered before you. I can assure that.
Because your colleague just said that she's based in Chanta.
I'm not sure about Kenta. What's Kenta?
Chanta. So Chanta is either in Thailand, India, or Pakistan.
I'm not sure with that. I don't have any coworker. I don't even know if that kind of thing exists. If someone already told you that, I mean, I'm not sure about the kind of thing. Yeah.
Can you tell me where you are based in Canada? Which province? Now, despite the fact that the phone was repeatedly hung up on me, there may be legitimate explanations for all of this. And that is precisely why I repeatedly reached out to Mr. Sattar. Instead of answers, I received a cease and desist letter and a pre-publication notice addressed to both me and Ribbon News. The letter alleged that Mr. Sattar had been the victim of doxing involving his address and license plate. For the record, I did not obtain his address online. It was provided to me by a confidential source. As for the license plate, it had already been publicly displayed online by Mr. Sattar himself. In his letter, Mr. Sattar demanded that I don't defame him or mischaracterize him or his businesses. And frankly, that's exactly why I spent days attempting to contact him. That's why I visited addresses. That's why I made phone calls. That's why I sent emails. And that's why I repeatedly invited him to tell his side of the story. The email exchange continued for approximately a week. I repeatedly requested answers. He chose not to answer my questions. However, in his final letter, Mr. Sattar wrote, and I quote, "For the avoidance of doubt, I reject any suggestion that I hold animosity towards individuals on the basis of race, religion, ethnicity, or background, and I do not endorse discriminatory or hateful conduct of any kind. I have no knowledge of these posts or why they were attributed to me. No evidence establishing that I authored, published, controlled, or was otherwise responsible of these posts has been provided to me." That is his position, and viewers can consider it for themselves. However, there are additional facts worth noting. Since the allegations became public, the TikTok account has disappeared, the Reddit account has disappeared, the X account was first made private and then deleted. The Facebook profile has been turned private and the profile photo removed. The YouTube channel associated with the alias changed its name from Real Zubidoo to Mercedes-Benz. On Facebook, the account had previously left a review describing Allied Voices for Israel as a domestic terrorist organization. On TikTok, the account had reposted content questioning whether the gas chambers used during the Holocaust were real. And while all of this was unfolding, Quebec's enterprise registry was updated with a new address, and VVS Jewelry was suddenly added to the company's list activities despite the company having existed for years. Could there be innocent explanations for all of this? Perhaps. But listen to this. Leviathan, the account that first exposed these posts, and Natasha Graham, an independent journalist who later started digging into the story herself, were both reported on X for allegedly sharing private information and were subsequently locked out of their accounts. Except there is one major problem with that accusation. The information was publicly available. Let me repeat that. Publicly available. The information came directly from Quebec's corporate registry, a government database that anyone can access. Both accounts received strike. Both of them had to delete their post to get back to their account. While I cannot say with certainty who filled the reports, I suspect they may have originated from either the Real Zubidoo now deleted account or the Infern company account, since they are actually named in the thread. Think about that for a moment. Two accounts were penalized, not for doxing someone, not for leaking private records, but for sharing information that was already available to the public. And another coincidence is that 1 week after I first started trying to contact Mr. Sata, I received an email in my mailbox with the address that is Hitler is a hero, literally making death threats against me, my family, my loved one. And at the end of the email, it's written, "We will exterminate all Jews." Again, pretty weird coincidence. I don't have any proof that is linked to this story, but I find that pretty weird that this happened literally just a week after I started questioning and reaching out for this investigation. I will let you draw your own conclusions. But for now, I'm letting you on some of the comments that I was able to gather from the Jewish community who live nearby and ask them how they feel about someone who may hold views like these living around here.
But the problem is that, I mean, what, you throw him out because he's...
Do you think you should face the law, though?
Send the police there.
Yeah?
Send the police, I would. No, it's wrong. I'm Italian and I hate that. There should be no anti-Semitism in the world.
It's a criminal matter. The police should be dealing with it. Mm-hmm. It's offensive. It's everyone has a right to their own privacy and their own in terms of they shouldn't be harassed because of their religion or their ethnicity, and it's generally speaking it's very good. So the fact that somebody is using social media to propagate that kind of hate is really distressing.
Some people don't have the same education. For me, like those kind of people like spray hate don't deserve that kind of attention. They deserve to maybe have more help.
I think that's a terrible thing, and he shouldn't be living in this area. Well, he should be watched anyway,
I mean, that's bad, but I mean, like, I don't know the laws of like speech here, so there's going to be people that are going to say these things like everywhere. I feel like you're always going to have those crazy people, but it is pretty scary because we are a bunch of Jewish people here, and like my kids' schools are here. I mean, I see a lot of this stuff online, but it's scary to have them here. right across from here.
It's definitely a threat, but I'm saying the Jews are stronger than that, and we had worse days than that.
And the fact that you choose the Jewish area to come and live?
They always will choose that. They're not going to choose where everybody already hate.
Please go over deportamas.com if you believe that if you're here in Canada and you're holding such views and you are spreading anti-Semitic hatred in our streets or online, or if you are glorifying terrorist organization, you should be deported back to your country. So go and sign deportamas.com right now, and I hope you enjoy my investigation.